He was clearly the strongest agent created by the government with a billion-dollar investment, but his agent memories were sealed, and he was hidden in a remote town. Due to his naturally timid and cowardly personality after losing his memory, he soon became known as the town's famous coward. Until this day, working as a supermarket cashier, he came out with instant noodles to get some fresh air, only to suddenly discover two thieves tampering with his cheap car. Unexpectedly, after hearing his warning, the two not only didn't flee, but quickly walked toward him and pulled out knives. In an instant, his pupils contracted in shock. Mike, who had been scared senseless, stared blankly at the corpses on the ground and frantically took out his phone to call his girlfriend, who was still at work. His girlfriend obviously thought Mike was joking because she knew better than anyone that her boyfriend was a coward who wouldn't even dare kill a chicken, let alone shoot someone. When the girlfriend arrived at the scene and saw the two corpses on the ground, she was immediately shocked. She would rather believe that the two people on the ground had killed each other than believe her timid boyfriend could do such a thing. Before they could discuss how to handle the bodies, a passing patrol officer discovered the situation. Mike was a man who had lived numbly for over 20 years, staying in the town for 10 years. A homebody with no strengths, no special skills, no friends. His only daily pleasure was spending a few hours after finishing his convenience store work, drawing his original comics that he never dared to publish. In everyone's eyes, Mike was a standard failure, yet he had a beautiful girlfriend who had lived with him for 10 years. No matter how useless he was, his girlfriend always stood by him faithfully, believing that he would make something of himself someday. This was the only remaining beauty in Mike's numb life. When he finally saved enough money to buy an engagement ring and took his girlfriend away from the town to Hawaii to start a new life, the moment he stepped into the airport, he immediately hid in the bathroom and vomited violently. He suffered from physiological town departure panic disorder, which was the reason Mike couldn't leave the town for over 20 years. Although his girlfriend was very disappointed by this incident, she still understood Mike gently. It was precisely his girlfriend's thoughtfulness that made Mike feel even more that it was his fault for dragging his girlfriend down in this hopeless town. He compared himself to that distant tree that couldn't move, obstructing his girlfriend's freedom. What he didn't know was that his every move was actually being precisely monitored by a satellite in space. His attempt to leave the town immediately triggered a message to high-level officials within the CIA. The content indicated that the higher-ups viewed Mike's unauthorized departure from town as an uncontrollable threat, so they would conduct a cleanup operation on Mike within 24 hours. Upon receiving the news, the woman immediately found her superior, wanting to cancel this operation. After all, Mike was the only survivor of the discontinued agent modification program and represented her life's work. Her superior expressed helplessness because the cleanup plan had already been activated. Unable to accept the reality, the woman immediately disobeyed orders and secretly found Mike, who was still working the night shift at the convenience store. She recited a code that could activate the agent memories in his brain, but her attempt seemed to end in failure. Mike obviously treated her as a crazy woman talking nonsense and asked her to leave. Just after she left, in the middle of the night, two top agents disguised as robbers began their targeted elimination of Mike.